Good morning, everyone. So I thought I would do a video on the parable of the husbandman. So let's get right into this study. If you go to Mark chapter 12 and verse 1, we find it says, "And he began to speak unto them by parables, saying, A certain man planted a vineyard and set an hedge about it, and digged a place for the wine fat, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country." Verse 2 says, "And at the season he sent to the husbandman a servant, that he might receive from the husbandman the fruit of the vineyard. And they caught him, and brought him, and sent him away empty. And again he sent unto them another servant, and at him they cast stones, and wounded him in the head, and sent him away shamefully handled. And again he sent another, and him they killed, and many others, beating some, and killing some. Having yet therefore one son, his well-beloved, he sent him also, lest unto them, saying, They will receive my son. But those husbandmen said unto themselves, This is the heir, come, let us kill him, and the inheritance shall be ours. And they took him, and killed him, and cast him out of the vineyard. What shall therefore the Lord of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the husbandman, and will give the vineyard unto others." So what does this parable mean? What are the husbandmen? What are the servants? And what is the son? So the husbandmen, you could say, are us as people, working for our master, working for Christ. So, what about the servants? Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 13. It says, "Was it not told my Lord what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord? How I had 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50s in a cave, and fed them with bread and water?" So here we see Jezebel was killing the prophets of God. So are these servants actually prophets? These servants talked about in this parable. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 26. "Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them, to turn them to thee. And they wrought great provocations." So what about the son that he sent? Matthew chapter 27 and verse 35. "And they crucified him, and parted his garments, casting lot, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots." Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 37 tells us this. "They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 25, speaking of Paul, says, "Thrice I was beaten with rods, once I was stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day have I been in the depths of the sea." Hosea chapter 12 and verse 13 says, "And by a prophet the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved." I hope this study has been a help to you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and walk with God.